It began on a humid night in a quiet Haitian village, the kind of night where the air felt heavy enough to crush sound. I was just closing my door when I heard the scream. It cut through the darkness like a knife. At first, I thought it was an animal in the fields. Then I heard it again, closer, sharper, terrified. Something was wrong. People rushed into the street, lanterns in hand. Nobody spoke. We just ran toward the cemetery. The grave sat on a small hill at the edge of the village, surrounded by crooked crosses and cracked stone. But this time, something was different. I saw movement on the road. At first, just a shape in the lantern light. Then a figure. A man. He walked slowly, dragging his feet like his bones were too heavy to carry. His clothes were dirty. His skin was pale. His eyes empty. And that's when the people around me froze, because we recognized him. He wasn't a stranger. He wasn't lost. He was someone we buried, a man who had died, a man we mourned, a man we put into the ground. Yet there he was, walking toward us. Mothers covered their children's eyes. Some people backed away, others dropped to their knees and prayed. The air felt electric, like the night itself was holding its breath. But I couldn't move, because in that moment I knew exactly what I was seeing. Not a ghost, not a trick, something worse. In Haiti, we have a word for this. Zombie, not the Hollywood monster, not the flesh-eating corpse from movies, the real thing. A body, alive, but the soul, gone. A zombie is not about death. A zombie is about control. To understand why zombies exist, you have to understand where they were born. And to do that, we have to go back to hell, back to when this land was called Saint-Domingue, the most profitable colony on earth, built on blood, chains, and suffering. Saint-Domingue, the jewel of the French Empire, the richest colony in the world, and the closest thing to hell on earth. Hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans were shipped here to work the sugar and coffee plantations. They were beaten, starved, tortured, and worked until their bodies collapsed. The average life expectancy for a new slave was less than 10 years. Death was everywhere. But here is the darkest truth. Death wasn't the worst thing that could happen to you. For the enslaved, death meant freedom. Death meant your T-bone ange, your soul, could return home to Africa. But what if you died and didn't get to leave? What if someone could trap your soul? What if someone could force your body to keep working, even in death? What if slavery never ended? That horror had a name: zombification. Long before Hollywood, long before movies, the zombie existed in Haitian belief as the ultimate nightmare. A slave, even after death. No will, no identity, no freedom. To the enslaved, this was worse than dying. This was the destruction of the self. And the fear was real. Because some people were believed to have the power to do it. They were called bokors, not priests, not healers, not holy men. Bokors were sorcerers for hire. They dealt in curses, spirits, and power. People said a bokor could steal your T-bone ange, your will, and trap it in a bottle. With your soul gone, your body became an empty shell, a zombie. And it didn't stop there. Even after Haiti fought the greatest slave revolt in history and won independence in 1804, the fear never vanished. Because physical slavery ended. But psychological slavery lived on. The idea that someone could take away your will, your ability to choose, still haunted people. The zombie became a symbol of that fear, a warning. The body can be free while the mind is still enslaved. But this wasn't just belief. There were sightings, people declared dead, who returned, people buried, then seen alive, people recognized by their own families, but mentally gone. They didn't groan like movie zombies, they didn't attack people, they just obeyed, emotionless, silent, empty. That was far scarier, and I used to think these were just stories to scare children, until I saw one with my own eyes. That night at the cemetery changed everything. I had to know how it was possible. Was it spirits? Was it punishment? Or was there something even darker? Because what if zombification wasn't just spiritual? What if it was also chemical? What if someone could use real substances to fake death, then bring you back broken? It sounds impossible, until you learn what was hidden in the soil of Haiti. Because this island holds poisons, plants, and fungi capable of attacking the mind and body in ways science still struggles to explain. And when I tell you what they found in real zombie cases, you will never look at the word zombie the same way again. Because zombies were not monsters. They were victims, and the way they were made is more terrifying than any movie you've ever seen. Everyone thought zombies were superstition. But in Haiti, people had seen them, doctors had seen them, families had buried their loved ones, and then seen them return. Something real was happening. The question was not, are zombies real? The question was, how? And the answer was more horrifying than any legend. How to make a zombie for real. Researchers discovered that zombification wasn't one thing. It was a process, a combination of chemistry, psychology, trauma, and belief. Let's break it down. Step 1. Fake the death. The victim is given a powder or paste. One ingredient appears over and over in these recipes: pufferfish. Pufferfish contains tetrodotoxin, one of the deadliest poisons on Earth. Too much equals death, but just the right amount equals paralysis. Your heartbeat slows. Your breathing becomes undetectable. You cannot move. You cannot speak. To everyone around you, you look dead. Even doctors can be fooled. You are pronounced dead, mourned, buried, but you are still conscious. And then the bucker comes. They dig you up. You are starved of oxygen. Your brain suffers. By the time you rise, you are not the same. But that is only step 1. Step 2. Break the mind. Once revived, the victim is given datura, the zombie cucumber. Datura is a powerful hallucinogenic plant. It causes confusion, memory loss, dreamlike obedience, loss of free will, nightmares while awake. You forget who you are, you forget where you came from, you lose the ability to resist. But there was something else, something even more disturbing, because not every zombie acted the same. Some staggered, some trembled, some screamed with invisible pain. Their skin burned, their muscles spasmed. They saw things that weren't there. Tetrodotoxin couldn't explain that. Datura couldn't explain that. So what could? The secret ingredient, ergot. There is a fungus that grows on grains like corn or rye. It thrives in hot, humid environments. Just like Haiti, that fungus is called ergot. When ergot contaminates food, it produces chemicals similar to LSD. It causes hallucinations, convulsions, burning skin sensations, St. Anthony's fire, paralysis, insanity, violent behavior, out-of-body experiences. Sound familiar? Ergot poisoning is believed to have triggered the Salem witch trials in 1692. Young girls convulsed, screamed, saw visions, claimed others were controlling them. The town blamed witches, but it may have been tainted grain. Now imagine a person already weakened by near death, given datura, fed contaminated food. Their mind would shatter. They would see things, hear voices, lose control of their body, obey commands without resistance. Not because of a spell, because of chemistry. This was not magic. This was neurotoxic warfare. Combine pufferfish, fake death, datura, erase will, ergot, hallucination plus paralysis, trauma, psychological destruction, belief, spiritual fear, and you get a zombie, a living human, stripped of identity, obedient, empty. And then the world met the proof. A man who died, was buried, and came back. Not a myth, not a rumor. We know his name, Clairvius Narcisse. His name was Clairvius Narcisse. In 1962, he walked into a hospital in Haiti with a fever and severe pain. Doctors treated him. He got worse. His lips turned blue. His heartbeat faded. 3 different physicians, one of them American, pronounced him dead. His family held a funeral. They buried him in the ground. The village moved on, 18 years later. A man walked into the village marketplace, thin, quiet, eyes distant. A woman looked at him and screamed. It was her brother, Clairvius, alive. People thought it was a ghost. But he spoke. He remembered childhood memories. He knew things only he could know. He said he had been conscious at his own funeral. He heard the prayers. He felt the coffin lid close. He tried to scream, but he couldn't move. He was paralyzed, but alive. He said a bokor dug him up and forced him to work on a remote plantation with other zombies. They were beaten, drugged, controlled. For 18 years, they obeyed every command like machines, until the bokor died. When the spell broke, Clairvius walked home. This was not a legend. This was documented. Doctors confirmed his death certificate. Villagers confirmed his burial. Scientists studied his case, and they concluded zombification is real, not supernatural, not fantasy, a system, a formula, a method of enslaving the living. Zombies were never about corpses. Zombies were about power. Why zombies existed. Zombification was not random, it was punishment. If you betrayed your community, if you angered someone powerful, or if your own family gave permission, your will could be taken, your freedom erased, your identity destroyed. You became a body without a soul, the ultimate slavery. And that is the true Haitian zombie. Not a monster, a victim. But then, the outside world showed up. Hollywood stole the zombie. In 1932, the first zombie movie appeared, White Zombie. Hollywood took the Haitian concept and twisted it into exotic horror. Then, in 1968, Night of the Living Dead changed everything. Zombies became flesh-eating monsters driven by disease. The original meaning died. The world forgot that zombies came from slavery, trauma, and control. The world forgot they were based on real people. Hollywood made them brainless monsters. But the real zombie was someone whose mind was taken from them. The terrifying truth. Zombies were not about resurrection. Zombies were about domination. A zombie is a human stripped of identity, a human robbed of free will, a human turned into a tool. And here's the part that haunts me. This doesn't just happen in Haiti. Look at history. Look at today. People have been turned into zombies without a single drop of poison. In cults, in prisons, in human trafficking, in extremist groups, in governments, in corporations, through fear, through conditioning, through manipulation. Zombies did not vanish. They evolved. The truth is, a zombie isn't the dead. A zombie is someone who stops thinking for themselves, someone who lives but obeys, someone whose body is free, but whose mind is chained. That is more terrifying than any movie monster, because it means this zombies were never about the dead. Zombies were about how easy it is to control the living. If this story opened your eyes, if it made you question what you thought you knew about zombies, history, or even human nature, then I invite you to go deeper with me. Because the past is full of shadows, rituals, plagues, disappearances, secret experiments, forgotten truths, and most people never hear about them. But here, we bring them into the light. This is Silent Shadows of History, where the stories others bury, we dig up. If you want more dark history, hidden events, and shocking true stories the world tried to erase. Subscribe, Leave a comment and tell me which dark mystery I should uncover next. And whatever you do, don't forget, history doesn't stay dead. It rises, just like the zombie.